Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jenny. If this is your first time in my channel, thank you for stopping by and make sure to join the supportive family. And also thank you to my host subscribers for your support. I love you guys. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, like and share this video so that YouTube can recommend it to those who may like to learn from it. Today's video is the cutting and the sewing of this simple A-line long dress you can see. Let's get into it. So guys, these are the materials I'll be using for this tutorial, and I also have these African prints, which is also known as Ankara. I have 3 yard and 25 inches right here. So I'm making this dress for a plus size. So right now I'm just going to be folding my fabrics like this. So just go ahead and fold it into 2, but not like the way we normally fold it when making a normal dress. So right here, because the length of Ankara is 45, so I'll be folding it yardagely like this. So the savage part is going to be at the side, as you can see, and I'm going to be having a closed edge at the top. So you can see the way I'm folding it right here. But better still, go ahead and measure out your length, twice of your length, and add your sewing allowance to it. So after folding it into 2, go ahead and fold it again. Make sure every part aligns properly. So for the width, what I did, I divided the large part of the person's body, which is the bust, which is 44. So I divided it into 4 and I added 2-inch sewing allowance, and I added extra 6 inches to it. So you can add more than 6 inches, but because I don't have much material, so I'm going to be managing what I have. So right here, I'm going to divide my shoulder, or you can call it back, into 2, and I'll place it right here, and I'm going to add my 1/2 inch sewing allowance to it. So from that 1/2 inch, come down by your armhole length. You know how to get your armhole length. Your bust divided by 6 plus 1.5. So after that, I'm just going to be connecting it with a straight line like this. So this is going to be my armhole length. So on this part is going to be the chest line. So on the chest line, go ahead and divide your bust measurement divided by 4, then add 2 inches sewing allowance to it, or you can add more than 2 inches sewing allowance, because this dress is not going to have a zip. It's not going to have a zip, and it's not also going to have a slit at the back. So for the neck width, I'm going to be using 3 inches. Then for the back depth, I'm going to be using 1.25. Then for the front depth, I'm using 4 inches. So I'm using 4 inches because this dress is going to have a slit at the front. So for the slit, I came down by 3 inches, as you can see right here. So I went ahead to connect my shoulder slope. So right from the shoulder, go down by your half length. So the half length I'm working with is 18 inches, as you can see right here. So go ahead and divide your waist measurement by 4 and add your sewing allowance to it. So whatsoever you have, just go ahead and place it on the half length like this. So then connect it from the armhole down to the waist. So for the hip line, I'm going to be using 8 inches. Go ahead and come down by 8 inches. Then on this hip line, I'm also going to divide my hip measurement by 4, and I'm also going to be adding my stitching allowance to it, which is 2 inches. So what you have, just go ahead and place it right on this hip line. So this is an A-line dress. The hip line will not be needed, but it's just going to serve as a guide to us. So what you have right at the hip line, I'm just going to take it down to the hemline. So the length of my dress is 59 Then I added sewing allowance to it. So I went ahead to place what I have right there, as you can see. So just connect all the way from the waistline down to this point right here, as you can see it. So after connecting, this is what it looks like. So at this part, you're going to go up by 1 inch, or you can just leave that part pointed like that, but I don't want it pointed. So I want it to be curved this way. So now on the back neck depth, I came down by 1.25. Then I made a curve right there. Now go ahead and cut it out. So mind you, when cutting, make sure you cut out the back neckline first. Don't cut out the front neckline. Then go ahead and cut every other part. So after cutting, you can see what we have. Then go ahead and remove one piece of this. So that piece is going to be the back, and this right here is going to be for the front. So remember, the slit I made was 3 inches. So right here I went in by 0.25, but you can skip this part. It's optional. So after cutting, this is what the front neckline looks like. You can see what I have right here. So for the back, you can also see the back neckline. Now coming to the sleeve, this is my starting point. So on the starting point, I went down by 3 inches. I'm going to make a straight line right there. So on this line, go ahead and place your armhole measurement divided by 2 plus your stitching allowance. So from the starting point, the length of my sleeve is 16 inches. But for this straight sleeve, I'm going to be using 10 inches. Then the rest 6 inches is going to be for the ruffle. So go ahead and divide your round sleeve measurement by 2. And add your stitching allowance to it. So right on that armhole line, just divide what you have right there, make a point and go up from that point and check for the middle of that point, right? So then connect with a slant S like this. So after then, go ahead and cut this out. So this is the sleeve. So I'm just going to notch the middle of the sleeve. So this is what we have. I have for both sleeves. So this dress is going to have a facing. You can also go ahead and pipe the neckline with your bias, but right here I'll be using a facing for this. Then go ahead and cut it out like this. So for the length of this facing, starting from the neck depth, I'm just going to be coming down by 7 inches, as you can see me doing right here. So I'm just going to be curving it just like this. Then go ahead and cut it out. So after cutting, guys, this is the facing for the front. So to place your facing, you're just going to place it on the dress. Just going to place it on the front part like this, right side facing right side, and go ahead and stitch up the neckline. Then this is also a piece of fabric I'm going to be using for the back facing. Then at the down part, I'm also going to be curving it like this. So after cutting, guys, you can see the facing right there. So for the sleeve part, I've gone ahead to cut out these fabrics. I'm just going to be using it as a ruffle at the hem of the sleeve. So just go ahead and gather that part. Then after gathering, just going to be placing it right at the hem of your sleeve like this. So at this part, I'm just also going to be folding it like this. So for the back, I'll be placing the facing for the back right side facing like this. Then go ahead and stitch up the neckline. Then the shoulder part should be left open. Then after that, you flip it over to the wrong side. So now I'm cutting out my pocket, and the length for this pocket is 11 inches, as you can see right here. But I'll be stitching up to 8 inches. So for the width of this pocket depend on how much fabric you have. So I'll just be working with what I have right here. So after cutting, guys, this is what I have. I have 4 of it. So for the front, you can see I've gone ahead to stitch the neckline like this. And also for the back, I've gone ahead to stitch it up. And I'm also making notches right at the neckline. So you can see how it looks like. And look at the right side. So for the front part, I'm also going to be making a notch round the neckline like so. Then I'm going to flip it to the wrong side like this. So at this point, you have to go ahead and iron it properly. So for the sleeve part, I've gone ahead to make ruffles, so you can see right here. So I gathered it with my needle and thread. You can use your machine if you choose to. So this is what I have. I have 2 of it for the sleeve. So right at the middle of the sleeve, I'm just going to be placing my gathers like this. See what I'm doing right here. So go ahead and stitch it down. So for the second sleeve, I'm also going to be doing the same thing. So just make sure you place your ruffle right side facing right side and go ahead and stitch it down. So go ahead and place the front part on the back part, right side facing right side, and pin it down. So for the pocket part, I only made a loose stitch, which I'm going to be losing it later. So just go ahead and make sure everything is aligned properly. So right now, go ahead and divide your bust measurement by 4. So whatsoever you have, just go ahead and place it right on the chest line like this. So you're going to be adding 2 inches for ease. Then whatsoever you have left, just divide it by 2. Mark it right there and also mark it at this other side. So go ahead and put in your bust measurement and your waist measurement. So for the sleeve, this is what I have. I've gone ahead to join the ruffles together, as you can see. So I'm just going to turn it to the wrong side. Then I'm going to attach this part to my dress and shape my sleeve. So guys, I've joined the shoulders together, and I've also gone ahead to make stitches at the side. You can see what I have right here, and also at these parts. So I've also fixed my pockets. So to fix your pockets, what you do is from the armhole, you are just going to come down by 7 inches like so. So that is where the opening of the pocket is going to start from. So from that 7 inches, go down by 8 inches. That is where the opening is going to stop. So right here, just go ahead and pick your pocket like this. Then make a straight stitch along this part where I'm pinning down. You can see this part I'm pinning down. So up to that mark I made right there. So you make a straight stitch. Then after stitching it, you're also going to stitch this part that I'm chalking down like this. So just go ahead and stitch it all the way like this, the way you see me chalking it down. So just stitch all the way like this through this part up to this part right here. So when you get to this part, just fold it in a little and continue your stitches to the side seam. Then this part is going to be opened, so go ahead and rip it open. So for the armhole, we are going to be trimming it off. So my armhole length is 9 inches. Then from this point, I went in by 0.25 and I made a curve like this. So you can see what I have right here. Then go ahead and cut it out. So I'm also going to be doing the same thing for the other armhole. Then for my sleeve, I'm going to be attaching it right like this. So just take it down all the way to the seam, to that side seam, and make a mark right there. So this is what I have. So now I'm going to be shaping my sleeve. So the round sleeve I'm working with is 18 inches divided by 2. I got 9 plus half inch for ease. So that is what you see me chalking down. Then at the side of the ruffle, you just sew it half an inch down to the hem. So guys, I've gone ahead to sew it down. You can see what we have. You can see the sleeve, and you can also see the neckline all stitched down, and this is the side. You can see the shape we are having, an A-line shape. So right at the hem, I'm just going to be folding it like this and fold it again. Then you stitch, fold it first and fold it second time, then you stitch it down all the way. So also at this part, I'm also going to be stitching this part, and after stitching, I'm just going to be tacking it down to my dress with my needle and thread. I'm also going to be doing the same thing for the front facing. So you can see what I have. I've gone ahead to fold the down part, and I've also hemmed my facing. You can see how I tacked it, and it's looking all clean and neat. You can see how beautiful this came out. So guys, thank you very much for your time. Thank you for stopping by. Let me know what you think about this dress, and also don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, don't forget to share, and remember to turn on the notification bell so that you will be the first to see my next video. Bye. In the pool, talk to you, dripping wet, nervous.
nervous when I speak, so I trip.